Hello everyone, my name is Harmony, aka LapCatCreations, and welcome back to my trash can. So, I got a new camera set up. As you can see, it is a bird's eye view, not an awkward angling of my cell phone against various garbage objects that are on my desk, but we're not going to worry about that. I have a new setup. So, yeah, this is still very new, still figuring it all out, and yeah, so just bear with me through the weird camera angles and lighting. We'll get there. We'll get there. Something else that is new is I actually have some patrons now, which is very freaky, a little bit terrifying, and 100% amazing. So I asked some of my patrons and some of the people on my Discord. Yeah, I have one of those now. I have absolutely no idea how to run it, but I have tech gods as friends. So they have taken over. Shout out to Alicia, Rain, and Laura. Good lord, what was I saying? I'm not used to talking for more than 1 minute at a time. Wow, TikTok has really affected me. Okay, oh yeah, I was saying that I have patrons now. ADHD, my bad. And I asked some people on my Discord what I should talk about while this kind of recording is playing out. And yeah, as you can see, I have some real-time outlining just so that you guys kind of get a sense of how long it takes me to outline that, and if I did it all over a time lapse, like a 2.5 hour process would be condensed into less than a minute, and I can't tell the story in less than a minute, so I hope you like listening to me talk. If you're here, you probably do. So yeah, let's get into it. This is the story of how Nick and I met. So my mom is a writer and has always been into very writerly-like things, and she went to a writers group in the city that we live in. And one day she came home and she told me, hey, I made a friend, and I'm thinking, oh, cool, you know, like a writer friend, like, you know, around my mom's age, you know, whatever. As a kid, I always got along with people that were older than me anyway, so I was like, yeah, cool, writer buddy. And then she brings home Nick, and I'm like, oh, God, this person is close to my age and hella smart and is wearing a button-up shirt. I'm way too freaking stupid to be talking to this human being. So I just very quickly said hi, and then I ran and I hid in my room for the remainder of the visit. And it was like that for the first few times that he came to visit. But the more he came over to visit, the more comfortable I was with being out of my room. And, you know, he wanted to play with the cats. And, Poe, my black cat, actually plays fetch, and so I was like, oh, okay, he likes cats, I have a cat, my cat can do this cool trick, let me show him, right? I was like, yeah, just ease into the conversation, don't make too big of an idiot out of yourself. And so I was throwing the rubber bracelet. She really likes rubber bracelets, and she was bringing it back, and we did that a couple of times, and then I knocked over a soda can, so that went well. Thankfully it was closed, though. And then I told Nick that I had an idea for a graphic novel. Hi, Poe. Are you going to mess up the recording by fussing, or are you going to be chill? I can never tell with you. You're squinting at me, so I'm hoping that means that you're chill. Spoiler alert, she's never chill for long. But yeah, I told Nick that I wanted to write a graphic novel, and funny enough, you know, writer brain, also went to film school, and so he sat down and taught me about the story. God, my brain is blanking at the moment. Like the construction of a story. I still have that paper hidden away somewhere. It's squirreled away. And that was something that we could relate on. And so I started showing him memes, and he started showing me memes, and we just became friends over, you know, that time period. And at the time, unfortunately, I was in a very bad situation with a different relationship, and funny enough, Nick had also just come from a very, very bad situation with a relationship. And yeah, basically we were talking about that stuff, and he was talking about the things that, you know, he had to put up with, and I was like, you know, you deserve better than that. You're smart and you're handsome. And I would come to find out later that me telling him he was handsome that one time was just like, aw. And, yeah, and I was, like, immediately embarrassed after I said it, but I was like, you know, it's true, like, I got an artist brain, I'm gonna look at you, you got a good facial structure, which he does, you know, subtle brag on my fiance's facial structure. Anyway, moving on. Hi, Popo. She just licked my elbow. Anyway, after my situation sort of, you know, burned and crumbled to the ground, I went through a very bad time where I was not sleeping like I was supposed to. I was not eating. I was not taking care of myself. And Nick had also been through that situation. And so Nick was in Chicago when all of this happened and everything kind of went down. And even though he was in Chicago visiting his family and, you know, his friends and everything that he had known for years, and I was just this person that he had known for like a little bit over a year, I think, he stayed up all night to talk with me. If I called him, he would always answer. He had his phone right there, ready to go. And that was the first time that I felt like, you know, like someone gave a shit. Excuse the language. If you're here, you know this is me by now. So there will be swearing in these, you know, speed paint story times, but moving on. I felt like he was there for me. And so when he came back, you know, I was doing that whole, oh, well, you know, the world is ending and nobody's ever going to love me. And, you know, like I'm disabled and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, hey, stop it. Someone is going to like you. And I was like, how do you know? And he was like, because that person's me. And I went, oh, okay. And my mom was just, you know, silently cheering in the background because she had basically shipped us this entire time. From like the second time that she brought him to the house, she was like, yeah, they need to be married. And you know, she was right. Thank you, Mom. And on October 28th, good Lord, I cannot talk. On October 28th, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. And that is how the story of Nick and I happened. And there has been so much more since then. If you guys have any other, you know, like questions that you want answered or anything then like that, then, you know, feel free to leave a comment or join the Discord or be a patron or whatever, you know, all the YouTube mess that you want to do. But yeah, aside from that, we really just got closer working on like short films together. Another funny story, aside from that, I was actually in a car wreck with my mom, and I had cracked a couple of ribs and like really messed up my knee. And I didn't know that I cracked ribs because, you know, at the time I was like, no, you're going to see my mom. And until you see my mom, then, you know, I'm not getting seen, even though that made no logical sense. I was just in panic mode. I was like, fix my mother. And, yeah, so I was just walking around with a grapefruit knee and some cracked ribs helping Nick shoot a short film, which actually you can see on his YouTube. I did like the special effects makeup for it and stuff, and you know, I've gotten better since then, but it was still really, really fun, and it was like a really cool story and a really cool concept to work with. And yeah, that was before we were dating, but it was still really cool. And that just kind of let me know that like his brain and my brain work really well together, and that we were going to be like creative partners in crime. And you know, here we are with a ring on my finger, and I'd say yeah, that worked out. And then another question that I got was, how did I get the cats? Like, how did we get the cats? And so I got Biddy because she was my neighbor's cat's kitten, and the neighbor's cat's dog unfortunately made it so that Biddy was the only remaining kitten. I came home from work. I was working from like at Walgreens at the time. So I came home from work and the neighbor kid was really upset. And I said, what happened? She said, the only kitten left is the one that you wanted. And I said, give her to me. And my mom had told me that I can't get a kitten. So I hid Biddy in my room for like a good 2.5 weeks before just letting her out into the house. My mom was like, what is this cotton ball with legs doing here? And I said, just look at her. And she said, fine, keep the cat. Philip was my sister's cat, but then my sister moved out. And so I kept Philip. There's a lot more to that story, but I don't want to get into it. And then Poe, I got when my cat Dawson got outside, and we couldn't find him. I eventually found him later, and he now lives with my friend Melissa and is a very chunky, very happy boy. But yeah, I got Poe to kind of help me recover from that. And then Remy, Nick had this cat. They had this cat that was like a stray cat that they brought in. And she gave birth, and now Nick has Remy. And yeah, Remy has his own room. He is not a very social boy, so he has his own room, and the other cats are just kind of out and about. So that's why on like TikTok and in YouTube videos and stuff, you see that they're separated. He just gets very stressed out. He has emotions, and he doesn't know what to do with that. And honestly, I can't judge him for that because same. And yeah, those were the topics that were put forth in the land of LapCat Discord. So I don't really know what to talk about for these final, you know, like 60 seconds. I guess I'm just gonna vibe. Do. Outlining this was a real pain because my phone ran out of storage, and like I said, I wanted to show you guys some real-time outlining, but I had no idea just how long that takes me. It was about 20 to 30 minutes of footage, and I was only about halfway done, which is why now it is, you know, speeding up some, because I had to hurry up. I had to delete a crap ton of stuff off my phone just to have room to finish it. But yeah, it was a really fun piece to work on. I really like I spent a long time learning anatomy so that I could break the rules of anatomy, and I have an absolute ball with that. So if that's something that you guys want to see more of, just let me know. And yeah, just outlining some sunflowers, you know, put little polka dots on them. It's all about the details. The devil is in the details. And I think, yep, just adding highlights now. Highlights are always good. It's my favorite part. It brings the whole piece together. And there's the finished piece. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye.